Cut about the I would like to say, okay, I would like to say,
Hey y'all, hey. And I'm back with another one. Yes, I am. I hope y'all like my setup or my backdrop today. I decided to do something honestly a little bit different for unforeseeable future stances and things that are out of my control. To be very honest with you, no, it is very loud in my actual apartment unit, and it also is just really loud in the lounge area, and it also just happens to be just as loud in this part of the building that I live in. This is the business center, if you will, and whatnot. Luckily, I don't have any actual business to get through or done, or else I would have been really irritated by this sound. So I'm gonna try to blur out this sound that's in the background right now because I'm kind of competing with like 3 different environments where it's loud everywhere and it's dark outside. And I've been kind of thinking about doing some walking advice slash naughty advice slash commentary videos as well. Like I said, on my side of the woods, it is daylight saving times and it's dark outside, as well as it is now December 1st. And it is freezing outside up in the north. So I'm not going to be doing that as of right now, but in the future, I probably will. But welcome, y'all. Welcome. Thank y'all for pulling back up to your girl's vlog. Okay, to naughty talks and naughty walks. Okay, yeah, this is our little backdrop for today and whatnot. Because I really just felt it moved to my spirit to honestly speak on this topic and to honestly be able to record and film and voice my thoughts and my opinions and whatnot, because I am feeling called to do so today, right? So today I really wanted to speak about essentially being adaptive, right? And realizing that nothing in this world, nothing in this life, nothing really worth having is honestly, guaranteed. It's not. It's legit not. I know that me included and, a lot of souls on this earth feel like because they may, put in a lot of time when it comes to their career, they may put in a lot of effort when it comes to their education, they may put in a lot of work when it comes to overall where they have gotten themselves to currently versus where they're at in the past. And including me, myself, feeling like we are granted or we should be promised, stability, security, financial freedom, and all these different types of, hot topics and crab in a barrel things that individuals would love to. We all feel like we're promised these things, right? We're promised, being able to have affordable housing, and we should be promised being able to have, equal access to education and healthcare and etc. However, nothing is guaranteed to you. Nothing is promised, right? And I used to have that same mentality, to be very honest with you. I used to have the woe is me mentality. I used to have the, I put in 10 years in this industry, or I went to college and for 5-6 years and I, got 3 degrees. I'm promised, this higher level executive position, or, I work 2 jobs. Why am I not able to afford my rent still? Or why am I not able to get the car that I want, the model that I want, the newest model, etc. And then I had to realize like the best things on earth don't come easily. The things that we really, really do, hold near and dear to our heart is a hot take, but the things that we really, really do hold near and dear to our heart, the things that we feel as if are valuable to us, the things that we feel, required when it comes to stepping into certain occupations or fields or industries, or, earning certain degrees, or, if you will, of course, etc. Put, underscore or little blank there, what type of achievement you feel like you're promised, right? I used to feel that same exact way. But when it really comes down to it, like nobody is due anything to you. Nothing is due to you. The sun, the stars, the moon, the floor that you walk underneath is not guaranteed to you, right? Everything that we have in this life, we have to earn, we have to work for. And it may not even be working, and you may be working towards things in a manner in which it doesn't even make sense, and it's not even in alignment with your actual goals, right? Maybe you're doing the 75 hard life when you should be doing the 75 soft life, right? When it comes to the things that you're trying to obtain in this world. Because as I said, nothing really is, guaranteed and promised to you. However, speaking on and I know that, this is a very like abstract topic, but I feel like I like speaking on abstract topics because the more abstract, the less discourse and conversation there is on that topic. And I'm always willing to bring discourse and conversation towards that topic because I would like it to be more heavily discussed and more conversations to be had about it, so that way individuals are able to bring unique solutions to whatever our issues are, whatever our qualms are, whatever there's gray area or confusion. So bear with me. But yeah, I feel like with the way that we are moving as a society and the way that everything is heading, right? 2024 going to 2025, I feel like we all need to adapt to the changes of things not being promised to us as they were promised to our parents and our parents' parents. And there was a certain expectations, and there was a certain, almost like an industrialization complex of like, oh, okay, you go to school, you get the job, you get the house, you get the girl, you get the ring, you get the dog, you have the 2.5 children, and then that circle, repeats. And the only thing that you need to do is just make sure that you stay in school and you graduate. Like, no, that is not where our society is going. And I feel like in order to be more adaptive, and I feel like in order for us to be able to bend and not conform to the way that society is going and have it benefit us actually, no matter what, and we're able to be okay as not just, us the people, but us as like mankind, right? I feel like we need to learn gems or tips and tricks on how to actually be more adaptive, right? How to actually adapt to our circumstances and our changes, so that way we know that this doesn't work for me, then this will work. If this doesn't work for me, then this will work. If this doesn't work for me, then this will work. Being more adaptive and knowing how to actually pivot. So I want to just drop 5 little gems on here to be able to share with all you beautiful, wonderful, lovely creatures out there, human beings out there, on how to actually be able to be flexible, be adaptive, and almost survive the major shift and changes that we're about to undergo and go through, right? I would say that the very first one that I feel like individuals need to do is we need to realize that because you're no longer in a classroom, you're no longer taking classes or courses, or you're no longer in an educational, institutional type like setting, does not mean that you stop learning. Actually, education is power. Knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more you're able to grow, and the more you're able to adapt to the everlasting and ever going changes of just life, right? So I would say the first gem to becoming a highly adapted individual, so that way, no matter what, even if it's not promised towards you, you're still able to pivot and obtain other things in your life, is very much always educating yourself. Always learning something new, always picking up on a new skill, always picking up on a new trade. I know that when I actually decided to not only further my education, but outside of furthering my education in, as I said, in, institution, outside of that, I actually decided to go get my yoga certification, right? Teach myself yoga. I was always a yogi. And I feel like it made sense for me to have a certification in that, so that way I'm able to also adapt and be able to take on gigs or be able to build community through through the whole yoga and yogi sphere. I was able to take a couple of courses and get a Google certificate in project management, right? I am now looking into graduating an individual from my current job where I offer a high school equivalency program, and I'm looking to get my certification in that, so that way I'm able to take contracted work and I'm able to be really flexible when it comes to my schedule and et cetera, et cetera. And whatever that looks like, whether it looks like you being able to take a pottery class or whether it looks like you taking some business administration classes at your local university, never stop learning. That is your power. They can't take what you know from you. They can take what you physically have from you, but they can't take what's in your mind from you. Okay? So first, never stop learning. Always educate yourself, right? In and out, inside of a classroom, outside of a classroom, and make sure it's something that you actually care about and you're interested in, right? I would say the second gem when it comes to being adaptive is networking. Talk to your peers of your peers. Talk to your mentor. Talk to your mentor's mentor. Talk to your CEO who's working with beforehand, whatever the case may be. Talk to people. Go to events. Don't go to just events where it's pure entertainment, but go to events where it's professional development as well. Go to events where it's physical development or it's regarding wellness. Talk to people, network with people, and actually be able to build up your connections and your contacts, because you never know who you're going to meet, one. And two, you never know where that person's opinion, that person's perspective, where that person's thoughts on you, or even the first impression that you make on that individual, how far that's going to go, just in case you actually do need, just in case you are looking for in the future, maybe employment, maybe an internship, maybe a mentor, maybe a placement of some sorts where you can volunteer. Like, talk to people, network with people, because the moment we as humans, as creatures on this earth, stop talking to individuals is the moment that we actually lose touch, not with just what's going on outside of ourselves, right? And we are, completely unaware of other individuals, we're able to build up on our social skills as well. And we're also able to connect with people outside of our own realms, right? So network with people. That's my second gem. Very important to do so. And the more people you talk to, the more people you know, the more people know of you, and the more you remain on somebody's mind just in case you may need something, right? Or you may want to learn something. So keep that in mind, right? I would say 3, embrace technology. Please embrace technology. Technology will take you so far. We are honestly only going and growing. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. We are only going and growing into a technical era, into a digital era at that. And everything is kind of becoming, what's the word I'm looking for? Everything is kind of becoming digitized. Honestly, everything. Like I'm honestly scared for even the future of books at this point, even though I am a hardcore book lover and I'll always be a collector of it as well. But still, I think that honestly, you familiarizing yourself with technology, and the more that you're able to do that, the more of an upper hand you have on the advancement of society, as well as being able to adapt to whatever, whenever, and being able to pivot when need be, right? So also being tech savvy can actually really increase your employability. Keep that in mind, okay? That's the third gem. The fourth gem would honestly be personally branding yourself, putting yourself out there and honestly turning yourself into a brand, if you will, because that is essentially what celebrity culture is. They're walking brands. There's whole teams behind them. They are walking corporations. They are living, breathing corporations. And I feel like the more you show up for yourself online, whether it's making sure that you dust off your LinkedIn profile, making sure that you add any of your recent achievements onto your Facebook account, or even making sure that you actually have an email correspondence where you're able to build up your contacts on there and you're able to send people just, updates, your networks updates on what projects you have currently going on, with, potential campaigns you would like to persist, or any type of like causes that really pique your interest. Really just making sure that you are able to personally brand yourself and be able to develop a online presence of yourself. So that way people don't just know of you through networking in person, people are also able to know of you online as well. And you're easily accessible and you're easy to reach out to for professional endeavors or personal endeavors, if you will. And I would say the last point would be being resilient and utilizing all the other gems that I was able to drop in this video, as far as being able to navigate the fear of not having your needs being met, and having the constant thought of, oh, well, it should be granted to me. Nothing is granted towards you. However, when you have what is granted towards you is your willpower, is your strength, is your resiliency to get up and keep going. Okay. Because even though the market is unpredictable and things are always changing, as I keep saying on over again, you are a solid, grounded individual that can get through whatever society, this world, God throws at you. Okay. I've had to pivot a bunch of times. I have walked away from jobs before in the past that did not serve me, that did not line up with me morally. Yes, I have. And yes, I did walk away from those jobs, because at the end of the day, there are more fish in the sea. Okay. There are more opportunities for me. I am abundant. I want you to say these same things to yourself, okay? I am strong. I am grounded. I am made in God's imperfectly perfect image. And I am abundant. And no matter what, I'm going to be able to get through whatever the hell I need to get through, okay? And so are you, okay? So will you. There has been a bunch of toxic workplaces where I tried really hard to climb my way up at, and I was on my girl boss-ish, and I was trying to, get to areas and places where I'm able to climb that corporate ladder. And I felt like I just kept on getting meted with like, walls. Something is always blocking me. Something's always getting in my path. And you know what that really was? That was my entitlement getting to me and letting me know like, oh, well, I should be granted these things. I should be promised these things. These things should come to me easily because I did da 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 da. No, nothing is promised towards you. You walk through doors that allow you to be, that allow for your presence to be in, that are open for you, that are receptive towards you, right? You don't squeeze your way into places that you are not being open and receptive towards. Because at the end of the day, if you are even able to get into those spaces and those places, right, people are going to act as if they did you a favor. And no one on this earth is doing you a favor but God, for granting you the power and the strength to be able to get up in the morning and do what you need to do and have the intelligence that He granted towards you, okay, to make it happen. All right. So those is my little 2 cents or my 5 cents, my 5 gems, if you will. And yeah, I felt called by spirit to be able to come down here and talk to you about it. If you're picking up on audio in the background, my apologies. I will try to get my recording in order, but yes, you're gonna be watching this in the future, and I might make this honestly the first video as far as being able to start the new year off with optimism and with hope. Okay. Right. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay woke. Y'all stay beautiful. And I'm really hoping to see y'all in the near future. Okay. In the next video. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate y'all.